Center for the Ethiopian Educational Information and Communication Technology presents Educational Satellite Television Programs.
Hello, teacher. Hello, students. Welcome to today's lesson on the study of distribution maps. In our last lesson, we learned about conventional signs and symbols on topographic maps. In this lesson, we will study different kinds of distribution maps. Specifically, we will learn about qualitative and quantitative distribution maps. We will learn about the different attributes of qualitative and quantitative distribution maps and how they are used. This will be a very important lesson. Please make sure that you are ready to take notes. First, let us begin with an activity question. Students, what do you think the difference is between general purpose maps and thematic maps? Please write your answers down. Do your best, and I will see you shortly.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you found that an easy question to answer. General-purpose maps are topographic maps that show a variety of information about a place. They portray both cultural and physical features, and they are known as general-purpose maps because they can be used by many different people in a variety of ways. For instance, geographers, engineers, and planners all use general-purpose topographic maps. Let us consider an example. If you were planning a journey, you could use a general-purpose topographic map to learn about political boundaries, roads, parks, and other natural features, such as forests. Your knowledge of the areas through which you are traveling increases if you use general-purpose maps. In contrast to general-purpose maps, thematic or topical maps show the distribution of a single geographical element or feature. They are often prepared with smaller scales, and they cover large areas and show less detailed information than general-purpose maps. These maps are specially designed to show a particular theme connected with a specific geographic area. Themes might include physical, social, political, economic, cultural, or other attributes of a region. For instance, if we wanted to learn about the annual rainfall distribution in Ethiopia, a thematic or topical map could help us. Thematic maps are classified into two subgroups, which differ from one another in terms of the information that they convey. These subgroups are called qualitative and quantitative maps. Let us begin with a discussion of qualitative maps. A qualitative map shows thematic information that is not numerical. An example of a qualitative distribution map is one that shows different regions. Qualitative maps are subgrouped into chorochromatic and choroschematic maps. These are challenging words to pronounce and memorize. Are they not, students? Let us define them carefully now. Chorochromatic maps show the spatial distribution of geographic elements using color tint, shading, dots, or line symbols. They do not include any numerical values. Choroschematic maps are qualitative maps that use pictures and letters, which are usually quite easy to understand. Students, can you think of examples of chorochromatic and choroschematic maps that you have seen? Please work with a partner to think of examples.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up! Let's get back to our lesson.
Well done, students. I am sure that you were able to think of many examples of chorochromatic and choroschematic qualitative maps. One example of a chorochromatic map is one that shows the highlands and lowlands of Ethiopia. The geographical features are shown in different color tints so that you are easily able to see the variations in landscape. There will be a legend on the side of the map showing which colors correspond to which area of the landscape. An example of a choroschematic map, on the other hand, is one that shows the distribution of minerals in Ethiopia. The legend on the side of the map will give different symbols for each of the different minerals found on the map. If you want to find platinum, for example, you would look for the symbol representing this metallic mineral on the legend. Now that we have defined the two subgroups of qualitative maps, let us turn our attention to quantitative maps. These maps display spatial distributions of geographic elements with numerical values. There are 4 common types of quantitative distribution maps. The first is dot maps. In these maps, each dot represents a given quantity or value. The legend on the side of the map will tell you what the quantity or value is. The second common type of quantitative map is called Chopleth IK Maps, which are sometimes also called shaded maps. They show quantifiable features, often involving average values such as population density, cropping intensity, and so on. The intensity of the shading reflects variety in the quantity. Third, there are Isopleth IK Maps. Isopleths are lines of equal value. This type of map uses lines that pass through points of equal value. They are most commonly used for representing climatic conditions, transportation costs, and so on. The fourth type of quantitative maps are graphs and diagrammatic maps. These are used to show economic or population data and other quantifiable distributions. Both line graphs and bar graphs are used to show the relationships between two geographic variables in time and space series. Students, take a moment to write down what you think a diagrammatic map is.
Students, let's get ready. Begin. Time's up. Let's get back to our lesson.
Welcome back. Diagrammatic maps are more explanatory than graph maps because they are aerial. They employ figures such as squares, circles, and spheres. The sizes of the figures are proportional to the values that they represent. Students, this is the end of our lesson. We have learned about distribution maps today, defining the different types of qualitative and quantitative thematic distribution maps. Next time, we will continue to look at this subject, focusing on how to translate different data into distribution maps. Until then, thank you, teacher. Thank you, students.